Bung bung. Leica dog food. Cooked dog food. This is like dog food. I unwrap these packets and consider sticking in the microwave and eating it myself. They look so good. I've been feeding my dogs Leica on this meal plan for the last couple months, and they're healthier than ever. You should see the shine in their coat, the energy that they've got. One of them was fat, and she's lost weight. She's got more energy. She's chasing birds. She's chasing children. I'm speechless. I'm speechless at the benefits that my dogs have been getting from this Leica meal plan. Now, if you want 50% off of your first order of Leica to put this premium food into your dogs, go to leica.com.au, and as you check out, use code GG-135. That's GIGI-135, and you'll get 50% off your first order. Leica.com.au. Don't feed your pets BS. Say yes to Leica. bungbungcoffee.com. Premium coffee delivered to your door. Do you hate a bad bean? Life is too short for bad coffee. Go get yourself some some premium coffee at bungbungcoffee.com. This is a perfect blend of coffee from Peru, Honduras, Brazil, and Colombia. Okay, it doesn't get much better than that. We've perfected this blend over a number of years to get you the perfect dark roast. Okay, now these beans, once roasted for the exact same time in every batch. Once roasted, a UV light is passed over them to make sure that each bean is the exact same color of brown. That is the level of perfection that Bung Bung Coffee is going for. If you want this type of perfection delivered to your door, ground up, and then sliding down your throat, no home loans, go to bungbungcoffee.com, enter promo code Poddy, that's PODDY, all caps, for 15% off all orders. That's 15% off just because you listen to the Welcome to the Poddy podcast. bungbungcoffee.com, that's BUNG coffee.com. If you want to support the show, go to claymcmathcomedy.com, buy some merch, buy some tickets to all my shows, and tell a friend about the Welcome to the Poddy podcast. This is how we run. Buy merch, buy tickets, tell a friend. claymcmathcomedy.com. Let's start the show. Welcome to the Poddy, best show on the internet, ask anybody. You know it's easy money, sit back, relax, get your headphones everybody. Welcome to the Poddy, blackout in the booth, every episode's a party. We go hard like Ricky Bobby, tell a friend to tell a friend, this is Welcome to the Poddy. Welcome to the Poddy, bung bung. It's your man Claytron, aka the Big Boss Man, aka the Clumsy Jeweler, because I'm always dropping gems, aka the Milkman, because I always deliver, aka the PhD of podcasting, the Magnum PI of podcasting, the Captain, the Kendrick Lamar of podcasting, because it's big as the Super Bowl. And I'm here today with the Lil Wayne of podcasting. Man, Lil Wayne thinks that the Super Bowl should just been put on a platform.
Yeah, he sounded pretty entitled.
What do you think? What do you think about this whole situation?
So, question: Does the Super Bowl always just go to like a hometown talent?
Almost never.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Almost never.
Like, I know the exception was like the LA one a year or two back.
That's the only one that I can think of in recent memory. I think Prince might have done Minnesota. Off the top of my head, that's like really the only other one. I don't know what Michael Jackson did. Did he do Indiana, or I don't know what he did, but
and the one Usher did, was
that Atlanta?
No, I mean that was Vegas, I'm pretty sure, but he had his residency in Vegas for a couple of years leading up to that.
That's not hometown though.
It's not hometown.
Yeah,
so.
It almost never happens. It's been in New Orleans many times, and he's never started crying on Instagram Live up until this point, and it's more about Kendrick getting it than him not getting it.
Wayne also hasn't had the year that Kendrick's had.
The last time Wayne had a year like that was 2008.
Yeah.
The Carter 3.
Yeah, no, I think Kendrick was deserving of it this year. He's put in the work.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like it's been a huge year. He can't miss. He's a Pulitzer Prize winner. He's now had the number one hip hop song on Billboard, the longest any rap song ever or something. It's the number one streamed song on Spotify for the longest amount for a hip hop song or something now. Like it's getting ridiculous, the records that he's breaking. He's about to break another one when he drops his new album, 100%.
I was trying to think of a reaction to this, but I just think the deserving party got it.
Yeah, I just think I respect Wayne. I've always been a fan of his music since Hot Boys, but this is mad corny to me. You can express disappointment or whatever if you feel like you need to, but again, you're not entitled to it just because you live or you're from that location. But even if you do choose to express your disappointment, I think you gotta still congratulate him.
Did he mention him at all?
Not from what I've seen. I didn't watch the whole thing, but either. I don't believe he congratulated him, or mentioned him. He said it broke him. He got his tour bus shot up, and this broke him.
Yeah, it's a bit over the top.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. For someone who doesn't believe in racism and that thinks Black Lives Matter doesn't make sense, like it's pretty crazy to victimize yourself in this way now.
He made a comment about being disappointed in himself for assuming that he was going to get this spot. And
but why? The thing about that doesn't make sense to me is like, why would he have assumed? He hasn't had it before when he was the hottest thing. Why would he assume now?
And maybe that's why he's disappointed in himself.
Yeah. You're not supposed to just assume that. It's not, and it never has been just a given that someone from the hometown is going to get it. The things that he's said, he's backed Trump. He said racism doesn't exist. It's a victim, it's just a victim mentality. Black Lives Matter doesn't make sense. I can't even remember my lyrics. That's why I don't perform XYZ songs. What makes you think that one of the biggest brands in the United States is going to then put you on that stage saying all that type of shit?
Yeah, and not just the NFL being the biggest brand, but all the ad money that's coming in.
Yeah.
Sponsors from that day.
And I know he used to be a good live performer. From what I've seen recently, I would be very disappointed to spend my money on Wayne if I went to a live show. If he came to Adelaide, would I go? Yes. But if I saw a performance like what I've been seeing online with the examples, I'd be sick. Someone on Twitter responded to someone's like recent video of Wayne performing with like this epic performance from like the VMAs. This video is from 2011. It's like that. This is where we got to reach to get like some quality footage of Wayne right now.
Yeah, that's rough for a legend of the game.
Yeah, I think it's more about, Young Money, Cash Money, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Birdman, Wayne having a problem with Kendrick, and so they've turned it into something that it's just not.
Looking forward to the show anyway.
Yeah,
should be a good one.
I'm wondering if he probably doesn't drop like a new song during it.
How far off do you think this album is that you mentioned before?
You just don't know, do you? He hasn't announced a date. What if he announced it the next day just to break records? Because Super Bowl is on a Sunday. Mm-hmm. So if he dropped it on a Monday, he's got the whole week to get streams up and just break so many records.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Wonder if has that been done? Anyone just dropped like the next day after performing Super Bowl?
I'm not sure. There hasn't been a lot of time. Like, I think round one was last weekend and then it got announced this week. So I don't know when the Super Bowl is, but
pretty sure it's February.
Okay. Nah, surely it's got to come out before then. Surely he doesn't hold on to it until then. But it is Kendrick.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just feel like the year he's had so far, I feel like something's coming.
He dropped a new song this week. Did you listen to that?
The one on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah, heard that this morning.
What'd you think?
I didn't mind it. I liked it, but I also haven't listened to it a second time through.
Yeah, I've listened to it maybe 3 or 4 times. And I think some people are saying that it's a Drake diss, but it's not. It's an industry diss, I think. He mentions how he walked Drake down. But that's really the only direct reference to that whole situation that he has in it. He's saying, I don't want lames around me. The industry sucks. But he's basically talking about like mall and academics spreading fake information and being on a payroll to do so, and just basically ruining the culture that he loves so much, and that he's been his authentic self up until now, and that's not going to change, and that he's going to burn everything down and build it back up. Essentially, is what it didn't seem like it was a shot at Drake to me.
Okay.
I think it was
Give this another listen.
I think it was a shot at the entire industry, and like just as an outsider, just looking at the industry, every song feels like it's when we listen to hip hop as kids. Older heads would say like, "Oh, how do you listen to that? It all sounds the same." I'd be like, "You're an idiot. You got no idea." But now it actually does. Like every song is just a drill song. Not only are all the lyrics the same, every beat's the same. They're all just talking about nasty shit, killing people, getting high, fucking bitches. It's not even about the art form anymore. It's not even about I'm such a dope MC, I'll take your girl. It's just about fucking strippers and yeah. So like it is I understand where Kendrick's coming from. Do I care as much as Kendrick? No. He seems to be very, very upset about it. But I think it might lead to a pretty dark album. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, looking forward to it though.
Yeah. Feeling tired? That. Perk up and level up with Bung Bung Coffee's delicious modern dark roast. Your favourite brewer's favourite brew. bungbungcoffee.com. Anything been going on with you this week?
Nah, quiet one for me, man.
Quiet one?
Same old. How about you?
Pretty quiet. We had a weird little situation this week where a lawnmower got dropped over our fence. I think stashed might be the right word. I think it might be a stolen lawnmower and someone had stashed it to come get it later.
Yeah, okay.
Because they had folded the handles down. You know how you can do that?
Yeah.
So you couldn't see it over the fence.
Your lawn's looking pretty good right now, so someone wasn't giving you a hint either.
No. Our lawn is immaculate. Thank you. Yeah, so I saw that in the morning. Nina was out the front barking so much at like 6:30 in the morning. What the fuck's going on out there? I go out and she's just freaked out by this foreign object in our front yard. I was like, what the fuck? It's all folded up. It's got fuel in it, so it's not trash.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll join a Facebook group and like the local Facebook group and see if anyone is missing it. And then I was like, maybe I'll call the cops, report it first, see if anyone's reported it stolen. And then this way, if anyone then from the Facebook group claims that I've stolen it, I've already talked to the cops about it. Once I called the cops, they actually came to the house, which was slow day, which is good, yeah. I guess. But they came here. Kenny was off his tits. He couldn't believe it. They're talking to cops. One of the cops, by the way, bona fide 10. Absolutely ridiculous. So shout out to her. But yeah, talked to them, told them what's up, and they were just like, all right, well, we're not in the business of like collecting everything. So if you like do what you want to do, basically go knock on doors, post it in the Facebook, put it on the side of the curb. Who cares? All right, I'll do that. But I don't want it. I've already got a lawnmower. So yeah, had a visit by the police, had neighbors texting me and stuff. What's going on over there? Yeah, yeah, man. Oh, how about we do Clay's reviews?
Comedy, action, or horror. Will this movie win an Oscar? Set design, directing, acting, lighting, or costumes. This segment is Clay's reviews.
All right, so this week we watched The Gentleman on Netflix, the series, not the movie, which I believe we've already reviewed at some point. What was your like overall feel of The Gentleman?
Yeah, so I watched this one pretty much hot off the press when it first dropped.
Yeah,
so it was a few months ago now. I really enjoyed it from the first episode onwards. I was locked in, wanted to see where the story went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was one of those ones where once it got going, it was hard to turn it off. Like I just wanted to watch the whole thing. I can't remember how many episodes it was, maybe 10, maybe 8.
10. Yeah.
10. Yeah. So we watched it in a week.
Remind me, were the endings to each episode, were they cliffhangers or not?
Yeah, somewhat. There wasn't any cliffhangers in the sense of like someone's in a position and we're like, fuck, what's going to happen to him? They were like wrapped up to a degree. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no one was like ever in danger and then we're like, fuck, we got to watch the next episode. It was just...
see if they survived.
Yeah, they would kind of wrap up a portion of the bullshit they'd got themselves into. Mm-hmm. So, do you have the plot there?
Yep. So when aristocratic Eddie inherits the family estate, he discovers that it's home to a huge weed empire and its proprietors aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, so that's essentially the story from the movie. The big weed empire underground under this like big farm. I believe they said 14 farms, which is just like they're moving massive quantities of money and weed. And obviously problems arise. So I can't remember like the first issue. I think the very first thing that happens is Eddie, who is the heir, or not the rightful heir. His brother was supposed to get it, but then he got it, so his brother's all pissed off. But he wants to get out. He doesn't want to be just doing this. He doesn't think that's what his family's all about. So he's trying to talk to Susie Glass, who is the daughter of the boss of the weed thing. She's running it. Her dad's in prison. So he's talking to her about, I want to get out as soon as possible. How do I get out? But in the meantime, Freddie, Eddie's brother, Rach called this show Freddie Fucks Everything because he just cannot stop
on point
doing dumb shit. He's made a mistake, so then they've got this other guy in, then just everything. The first episode, I think it's the first episode, is probably one of the most anxiety-provoking episodes. But everything else was pretty low stakes, I thought, compared to that. There was less death in it than I expected.
Yeah, main characters pretty much made it through to the end. There's obviously deaths throughout it.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the main characters, pretty sure everyone survived, didn't they?
Yes. It felt like a feature film. It was massive. It had to have been shot on location, right? Like that didn't look like a set.
No, that looked pretty legit to me.
Yeah. The estate was huge. The house was huge. They're going into forests. They're on docks. It seemed like a pretty massive production, and a lot of money would have had to go into this. I think it's created by Guy Ritchie. Do you know if he had anything else to do with it? Was he directing or anything like that? A lot of these TV shows have different directors for like every episode anyway.
Just got him listed here as creator.
Yeah, it still very much had his style on it. He's the creator, so I'm sure he had full creative control, or a large portion of it at least. But like the big lettering and stuff to start every episode, the writing on the screen when they're talking and making deals, that's very Guy Ritchie. But yeah, it was just massive, and just some really good shots, good use of close-ups. There wasn't a lot of bloodshed, but when it happened, it looked pretty legit. Does it have a rating on it? I wouldn't even say it's R-rated. It's probably MA 15 plus.
TVMA.
Yeah, because they didn't actually show the few kills that there were. They didn't actually put on camera.
Just a bit of blood spatter.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
High budget, high aesthetic. It was just like, yeah, everything was believable. Was there anything about it that you felt was off?
No, I really enjoyed this series, man.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I thought it was an absolute banger. So yeah, like you said, huge weed empire and a lot of missteps, beginning with Freddie, the older brother, just fucking everything. But to weasel his way out, Eddie's sort of going around. He's going to mob bosses. He's going to money cleaners, and he's trying to make deals to fix the whole thing and get himself in a position where he can get out of this business. Have you ever been a part of a negotiation that felt like it was high stakes, even if it maybe wasn't?
Yeah, so one time comes to mind. I don't know if I've talked about it on the pod before, but it was the first time I went overseas. Went to Bali with a couple of friends, and one of them hadn't been overseas before either. And we're on scooters, and we're probably like half an hour out of Kuta, going to some little coastal beach somewhere, I can't remember, and we get pulled over by cops, and they ask us for our international licenses, and we don't have them at the time, so we thought, oh, you're in Bali, you just get on a scooter and do what you want.
Yeah.
Anyway, gets to the point where they're telling us we have to go to court the next day, and from what we'd heard, you can kind of buy cops off over there, so we tried that, and they got every cent out of us.
All of you?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have all of our travel money on us at the one time.
Just
everything we had on us.
All the cash that you had? Yeah.
Yeah. So gave that to them, but then like I just made a comment when I was there. It was so stupid and naive. I was like, well, can we get a receipt or something? Like, what's to stop your mates down the road from pulling us over again and doing the same thing when we're on our way back home?
Yeah.
And they just kind of laughed us off, and that was it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
a receipt for a shakedown is fucking crazy work.
Yeah, wasn't thinking too hard when I asked for that one, but thought I had a fair point.
That actually reminds me of a story. One year, Corey, friend of the show, went to Cancun, I think it was, in Mexico for spring break, and he got caught pissing in public. And instead of like just issuing like a citation or whatever, the Mexican police grabbed him and put handcuffs on him. He's like, what the fuck? And they're like, you come with me unless you give me all your money. And so Corey, same thing, emptied his wallet, and they uncuffed him and on your way.
It's just nothing scarier than being in a foreign place and having police on your case. And
they were at a resort, and someone had said, do not leave the resort. And he left the resort, took a piss, bang, now you got no money.
Yeah, that's one way to learn.
Yeah, man. Eddie he's a pretty likable guy from the start. What did you think actually about the, not foreshadowing, but I guess it's like some character history that he's in the army or something, and he's a captain. They call him captain throughout the show.
UN like peacekeeping force.
Yeah. So was that to sort of give us some sort of idea that he was like a little bit of a bad cunt, like he could hold his own or something? Because they never really went back to it.
I mean, the work he was doing didn't seem that high stakes.
No, he was like doing traffic work.
Yeah, so I think that was more so showing how different he was to his brother. Like, just because he was wealthy doesn't mean he was going to sit at home and squander away all the family money on drugs and partying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which showed that he had a bit more drive and purpose in his life.
Yeah. But then obviously he gets into crime. So he's technically an anti-hero. He's like a Walter White. Obviously in TV and film, there's a lot of these guys. Tony Montana from Scarface, you know, you want them to end up on top. There's just something.
Tony Soprano.
So yeah, Tony Soprano, all those guys. There's something about it. You want them to win, even though they are doing the wrong thing from the start. There's no two ways about it. They are doing the wrong thing, and we want them to win. Have you ever come across anyone like that in your life?
No, not in real life. I feel like that's pretty exclusive to TV and cinema for me.
Yeah.
How about you? Have you come across anyone like that?
I've come across them. I'm trying to figure out whether it's like whether I'm snitching. A friend of ours who's been on the Welcome to the Poddy podcast, but I don't want to dig it back up and make people start talking. But he got locked up for being a courier. Same drug, and like anybody, he's got people that love him, people that hate him, but he's always been no question to me about his values, morals. You know, if he was moving heroin or something, maybe I would question his character more, because that's a real life ender. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess him. I've come across some people in my life in law enforcement that were doing shady stuff. Not that I looked up to them, but yeah, no one that I've looked up to and been like, yeah, I hope you get away with it or whatever. I've just sort of come across them.
Just thinking about it more, maybe in sports, sometimes there's some like polarizing figures. Yeah, that
like a Ben Cousins.
Yeah, or just even people that just like agitators.
Pat Bev.
Like someone like him. Not that I look up to him, but I can imagine there'd be some kids out there that might, like, they might not be the most physically gifted, but they got that dog in them.
Yeah.
To see him as like, I don't know, someone to look up to.
Yeah. Like, he's like, Colin Sexton's way better than him, but like Colin Sexton seems to kind of have that same dog in him. Yeah.
But less of a dog.
Less of a dog and more of a baller. Like,
yeah.
Zach Randolph.
Bully ball.
Braden Maynard. Boogie Cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're kind of the bad guy. Nick Kyrgios.
Yeah.
Kind of the bad guy.
You don't agree with everything they do, but you still want to see them succeed.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Respect, obviously, is a huge part of just the dealings that go on in the criminal underworld. So what is the most awkward situation you've been in where you or somebody else has not been able to command the respect that they were trying to command?
This goes back to my first story. So I won't name him, but one of the friends I was with is a cop back here in Australia.
Yeah.
So while this was happening, he was pretty fresh on the job at the time too. So sorry, it was just so funny at the time.
Yeah.
So he tried to let these Indonesian cops know that he's a cop back in Australia and you can't do this to people. And that was the end of that conversation.
And they were just like,
and then they took his money and
oh my God, they just took his money.
So yeah, that's my example of someone trying to demand some respect.
Yeah. I don't mind it.
I got to get in touch with this friend now and just remind him about this.
Yeah,
Hopefully he's listening.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Oh, dude, high school. We had this teacher. I can't remember. I think it might have been art. An art teacher. And he didn't want to be called Mr. Should I say his name? Guess it's not the end of the world if I say his name.
He might not even be around anymore.
Yeah, his name was Mr. Stokes, but he wanted to just be called Stokes. And he'd say, like, my name is Stokes. And I remember after one class, he's like telling everyone, all right, it's time to pack up. Come on, hurry up, pack everything away. And this one dude, I'll never forget it. And it's not even like a good call, but it just killed me, dude. He's like, pack up, go on, pack everything away. And he goes, I'll pack you away. And Stokes was not having it, dude. And he's just like, He's just like, you stay here after class. And he's just like, I'm not staying anywhere. And he just takes off. He gets the fuck out. And I had another one. It was a relief teacher. Can't remember this guy's name, but he was another old fella, and he called this kid Ryan Sonny Jim. And Ryan goes, I'm not your son, and my name's not Jim. It's just so lit, man, because I wasn't like a bad kid. I would never like talk to a fucking teacher like that.
And you're never ready to hear that either.
Nah. I was gone, dude. And these are two things that I think to the day I die, I'll remember both of those things, because they just pop back into my memory every now and then. I just can't help but laugh.
Oh, they were good.
Yeah. Like I was saying before, the stylized violence in the show, the type of like blood spatter and that. Maybe two questions here. What's the most extreme physical altercation you've ever witnessed? And what's the funniest physical altercation you've ever witnessed?
Probably just schoolyard fights for both.
Yeah, I remember one, they used to go down the Boca Street Oval to get off of the school property.
Yeah. And
it was two rangers. And so many people went to watch the fight. It was a huge one. And no one was taking it serious. Everyone's laughing and just like calling him Ranger and Herring and all of this shit. There's like 100 people on the Oval. These two are just slugging each other, and everyone's just like, just giving them so much disrespect, man. It was awesome. Yeah, just two red guys just getting redder and redder. Like just every hit is just like marking them up. It was so good. They like took their shirts off and shit. Looked like they just finished playing paintball.
So were they actually getting some good hits in as well?
Yeah, dude. And they were always like those meaty hits too. Like you could hear like, just belting this shit out of each other. One of them was like a bit of a like a little staunch cunt, and the other guy was just a fucking pest, but like probably a bit energetic. They would have been different weight classes, but one of them was probably getting more hits in, and the other one was getting harder hits in. Yeah. It wasn't a bad fight actually.
Yeah, sounds like a good matchup.
Yeah, I wasn't friends with either of them. I was just there laughing, dude. And me and my friend George used to get picked up from school by his mum, but we used to get picked up just across the road from the school. And his sister, he had a twin sister. She used to get picked up as well, but that day George is like, nah, you go get picked up, tell mum to come get us from the Oval. And she was fucking fuming at us, his mum. You went there to see a fight? Yeah. And oh man, we just couldn't turn it off, dude. We were in the car laughing, dude. These two just red guys, dude. Just come on, just like looking like Elmo versus Elmo, bro. It was fucking crazy. Oh, the most brutal fight was also at school. It was a bitch fight, man. It was at Brighton.
Okay.
I can't remember. I think it might have been, it was probably before you got there, because, yeah, I reckon I might have been year 8 or 9. But remember that drink fountain? There was like in the quadrangle, there was like a toilet. I think it was only a girl's toilet though, over in the corner, like before you go down that office hallway. Yeah. And there was a drink fountain there. Yeah. This bitch slammed this other bitch's head on that drink fountain. And I had to walk away. I was like, I can't watch. This is too violent for me.
Yeah, shit. Were they older than you at the time, or in your year?
One was definitely in. I think they were both in my year actually. Yeah. Hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I want to hear more about this off air. I want to hear who it was.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Do you know every time we say that we never talk about it?
This time we're doing it.
And I'll write it down. Bitch. Fight. We still won't talk about it. But have you ever seen any like out?
I'm sure I have, but no particular occasions coming to mind.
Yeah. I saw a guy fucking head kick someone like standing. The guy was standing. So this guy must have known Taekwondo or something. And head kicked this dude, and I was just like
no run up or anything, just
like a
standing start,
spinning, bro.
Spinning. Okay.
Like a revert, like a heel first.
Oh shit.
And I I remember I used to like not start fights, but like if someone like fucking started with me, I'd be ready to get physical, and that was the moment where I was just like, never again. I'm not judging anyone by what they look like. And this was like pre-UFC too, and now there's UFC and everyone does MMA and all that. Now I'm never getting in a fight, bro. No fucking way, dude.
Yeah, that's good career move.
Oh my god, it's so big and strong.
Bung Bung Coffee. Big, strong flavour. Competition? I don't think so. bungbungcoffee.com. Get yours.
Money, power, and influence. The characters in The Gentleman wield power through wealth and manipulation. Have you ever seen money or influence drastically change someone in real life?
I'll let you go first on this one. Need a bit more time to think.
I'd have to think about whether I've seen it change somebody. I've known a couple guys that have gone to the league, and I've seen it change them. Couple of them, I might still have them along to the Poddy podcast, so I'm not going to mention them. One person, Paddy Mills, did not change. I can tell you that. He went to the league, came into money, came back to Canberra in the off-season. He's from Canberra, I believe. Came back and he took me and my friend Geordie out, and like he was still young at the time. Me and Geordie were 18, so he would have been like, I don't know, 21. And he took us out and the whole night was on him, which I don't think I expected, because I wasn't like friends with him. I knew him. And even though he was a millionaire now, I was not thinking like, oh, well, we're going out with Paddy, he'll take care of it. And just the fact that he just did, I was like, that's so solid, man. Like, yeah, we're not even,
especially someone you don't even know that well.
Yeah, I thought that was sick. Yeah, like I said, there's a couple of guys that let it get to their head, but there's one guy that went to the AFL, didn't even have like a decent career, but when he first got in, I think he thought he was going to be the fucking man, and he was the best at everything growing up. I went to his primary school, high school, he was the best. He was good at basketball, footy, volleyball. He was the fucking man, bro. He got drafted to the Adelaide Crows, and then at the Holdy one night, local pub, like I said, went to school with this guy, primary school and high school. He walks past, and I say his name, and he said something like he didn't know me. It wasn't nice to meet you. It might have even been who are you?
The old who are you?
Or maybe not that, but something in between those, right? And I just pulled him up. I was like, you know who the fuck I am? I was like, we've been to school together for 10 years, man. And not only gone to school, we've been to each other's house. We've played in all these teams together. You're a fuckhead. It's like, just because you go to the AFL, you're not fucking better than me. You're not better than anybody. And then he went and had a fucking bullshit career. So that's just something to be aware of to any youngsters listening that think they're doing it. Sometimes you think you're doing it, you're really not. Because this motherfucker, I don't know how many games he ended up playing. I don't really want to put him. I didn't say his name because I don't want to put him out there like that. I don't think it's fair because he was younger. I'm sure he's not like that now. But yeah, be careful with that shit. You had a couple guys in your year go to AFL. Did any?
I don't think I've seen them since, so I couldn't tell you whether
because they're better than you, bro.
I think their circumstances are pretty similar though. Like, yeah, they went to the AFL, but
I've seen one of them.
Weren't there for too long.
I've seen one of them since, and he's a chiller. And then the other one is like now fucking mad cricketer, I guess. Have you seen him?
No, I haven't seen either.
Yeah. Wow, you haven't seen the other one?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Maybe like 21st, but that's over. That's like 12 years ago now.
Like I said, I can't remember, I might have said this off camera, but in The Gentleman, the movie, it's all kind of the same story, but different storylines within that story. They're sort of working together. And it all comes together at the end, but everyone's trying to outsmart everyone. And I wasn't feeling that so much in the series. Like I felt like they were constantly trying to put out fires and
Easily avoidable fires as well.
yeah, because Freddy fucks everything. But yeah, some of these fires were they were like amateur, and a lot of the results I felt were either with luck based, whether it was good luck or bad luck. It wasn't so much them outsmarting each other, except for the very last episode. Have you ever turned the tables on somebody that underestimated you?
No, I don't think so. I think I just caught my L's. How about you?
It's hard to like flip between like real life and like this gangster life, because I've obviously never been in a situation quite like this, so it's hard to flip back into my life and try and figure out whether I've had to outsmart someone before. I think like this is horrific, but like when you're cheating on somebody and questions start getting asked and you're sort of like trying to manipulate your way out of that. I can't really come up with an exact moment where I won and outsmarted somebody, but that's the kind of situation I can think of like attempting to. Okay. I remember this one time I had this girlfriend and she was at my house, my mum's house. I was living at home still. And she was there, I was out, and I came home and I think I was doing some dumb shit while I was out. And she started asking me questions and she was like lying on my chest. And she gave me the old De Niro dude, the old Meet the Fockers, the old the human lie detector. She was asking me questions, and then she'd be like, "Why is your heart beating so fast?"
Oh, shit.
I was just like, I don't know. I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
I think that's wild, dude. To think that you can do that to somebody. Maybe she was. I mean, I was lying, but.
Yeah, she got you.
Yeah.
No, just on that. It's probably nothing really in real life. Maybe just like an email. Someone sends you something saying they asked for something.
Yeah.
And you go back and look through it and they never sent it.
And then
that's happened a few times, and then I just go back through and I'm like, well, can you please send me the original email where you asked for this?
Have you ever been on the other side of that where you've been the one that thought you said something you didn't, and then have you ever forged a sent email?
Never done that.
I've done
Have you
that.
done that?
Yeah. So you go back like down into it and you write it, and you
retype.
do the date and shit. I've done that.
That's crazy.
I've done that on a professional level.
Shit.
Yeah.
No, I've never done that one.
Came out on top too. So there you go. You triggered one. I have outsmarted. Well, I don't know if that's outsmarting. It's just being a bit of a cunt, really. Yeah. God, it's just really coming out that I'm a piece of shit this episode. The dialogue is razor sharp and witty. It's very similar to like Guy Ritchie's other films, Snatch, Lock, Stock, The Gentleman. Yeah, so like classic dialogue, classic Guy Ritchie sort of dialogue in this film. What's the most clever or savage comeback you've ever heard, if you can remember it? I sort of had a couple of examples before with the teachers that got worked out. I do have one, which is another one that'll probably stick with me until the day I die. It was on a basketball trip, and we were all teenagers, pretty young, just talking bulk shit, and someone's comeback wasn't great and got the old nice comeback. And then he came back, the one with the shitty comeback, came back with, I came on your mum's back. And they were, and we were actually upstairs on a balcony, and the guy that said it was like a point guard, and he said it to a center who just about P. Diddy'd him, was about to hang him over the balcony.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Nah, nothing really comes to mind.
No.
Been around, fair bit of shit talking over the years.
Yeah, so good. Just had a boys' weekend last weekend, and it's just like the amount of drivel. And like you come home to your girlfriend and you just want to repeat some of it just to someone.
They don't get it.
And yeah, no, never. I couldn't. I didn't repeat any of it. I actually got sent this video the other day, and I think it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I just laughed out loud for so long when I saw this. And I was like, Rach, you got to see this. And she was fucking disgusted, bro. Like, she was like, why would you show a female that? But here it is, everybody.
You challenge me to do the 3-point challenge. You buy them, I drink them. Here we go. Oh my god.
He's fucking wiping. That is just insane, bro. Like the fact that that still goes on the internet after you've fucked it. His wife goes, ugh. And then his kid screams. Oh, shit. I can't even remember what we were talking about, man, but fuck. Clever dialogue. Oh, man. All right. Risking it all for one big score. So the series constantly builds toward high stakes risks and rewards. Have you ever put anything on the line for one major opportunity?
No, I've been pretty risk averse for quite a while now. No. You got anything?
One time I was in a tight spot financially and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna fucking chuck this on a game, and it just didn't work out. I lost whatever I had left.
Yeah, I've got another friend of both of ours actually, who's in a similar spot.
Yeah,
a few months back, maybe like a year or so ago now. I think he was down to his last 50, and he decided to put it through the pokes and turn that into 10K.
Fuck, man!
Like literally had $50 left in his bank account and turned it around.
That's insane, isn't it? Fuck. It makes you want to go and play the pokes, though. I hate stories like that.
Yeah, gives you hope.
Yeah. Hope's all we've got. Hope's all we've got, but also hope is a dangerous thing sometimes. I've had ones where like on a boys trip, so it hasn't been like as crazy, but it's like my budget, out of my budgeted cash, I'm down to like my last couple hundred, and we've still got like 2 days left. And I've gone, put that through the pokes and come up with like 1,000. But yeah, fuck, down to your last 50 to 10K is hectic.
It's crazy turnaround.
That's elite. Yeah, because usually we're in big cities, so we'll always on night one we'll like go to the casino and see if we can do something to make the weekend extra special.
Yeah.
And most times there's at least one of us like comes up pretty big, and it'll like change the trajectory of the weekend. But yeah, this last one we were in a country town, so we didn't need to do any of that. There's not like much more you can do than go to the pub either.
It's kind of good though. Not too many distractions. At least,
it was
amazing.
amazing.
In the same spot.
Yeah, it was elite. Have you ever been in like a make or break situation where it's not so much of a gamble, but it's just like this has to work out?
Oh, I mean, outside of like grand finals in sport, not really.
Yeah.
Nah. Have you?
I would consider my current situation as that, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. If I'm not selling tickets and getting shit cracking in the next couple of months, then I will have to get a day job again, I think. What did you give this?
I'm going to go with an 8 for this. So, yeah, enjoyed it, recommended it to a few people.
Yeah, I gave it an 8 as well.
There going to be a season 2?
Yeah, I did see that somewhere. That was before I watched it, though.
Okay.
But yeah, I believe there is going to be a season 2. But that only came out this year, so I guess we can't expect that till next year.
Yeah, I'll be waiting a little while for that.
Yeah. Like we said, I smashed this out in a week, like easily. If there was a season 2, I'd already be on it. It's just like, it's so easy to watch. It's fun, even though there's like drugs and death and violence and crime. It's not a heavy watch. Like it's really easy to digest. So definitely recommend. Especially if you like movies like Snatch and Lock, Stock and all of those sort of British action comedy movies where there's 10 stories that all kind of intertwine. That's what this is. Probably less of the intertwining, but sort of in that final episode, they sort of wrap up a fair bit. And then there's a couple of teasers to what to expect as well for next season 2. So yeah, 8. Definitely go and watch this one if you're looking for something to watch. You know what it is. It's Welcome to the Poddy on everything. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I mean it. Please tell a friend about the Welcome to the Poddy podcast. Let's boost these numbers. Buy some tickets to my shows. Go to claimingmouthcomedy.com, see what's coming up, see if there's any shows near you. If there's not, ask me why not and tell me to come out there and I'll do it. All right. Love you guys. Don't forget to love yourselves. And as always, bung bung.